Ah.
It left me too full feeling. I was doing the four full scoops and I just felt like I had like a brick in my stomach. And then I cut back to one and then gradually worked up to two. So now I'm at two and I feel perfect. I'm doing great. I mean, I might add some more to it, but not so fast. It has to be more gradual,
Hmm.
you know. I didn't know we could take more pills than two a day.
I didn't either.
Mm.
Well, they've said a couple of times, like if you really are like nothing's kind of happening, that you
Okay.
can take another set of the core later in the day. You need to still have at least 2.5 to 3 hours um after you've had food. So like you need to have not eaten for 3 hours, which is kind of tricky
Mm.
later in the day, and then you can
Hmm.
take it again. So
Okay.
maybe like if you eat an early dinner, you could take it at night if you wanted.
Okay.
So, hi Karen, hi Vicky.
Try to get me on there. Let's see what I need to do.
Let's see, where am I? Okay, so Miss Patty Cox, Dr. Patty Cox, she reminded me that it was Heart Health Month. And what an awesome, uh, I don't think you don't really want to share, do you, Karen? Um, okay, there we go. Can you guys see that or no? Dang it. Ugh, stupid Canva always does this. Oh well, can you guys see it like this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dr. Patty or anybody else, we have amazing products that affect heart health on so many different levels. Any ideas, anybody, for sharing during Heart Health Month? Because this is a great way to promote what we have.
I mean,
Anything come off the door?
I don't know, besides posting, I thought of if you did something cute like ways to show love to your heart or something, because Valentine's Day, and I thought maybe if you did like, I don't know, take like the top five things that omegas do or whatever, and put like you could share one of them a day type thing. So it's or whatever. I don't know. That was just what I was thinking of to kind of like increase the curiosity. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
engagement.
So kind of
Kind of like
like a theme for like a 7 day kind of series or
yeah,
and it could be like the Omega Plus is an obvious one, but even
right,
more than that, our Protanum Nerf 2, our
right.
collagen,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much all of our products
Yeah.
are
True.
amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely Nerf one for the mitochondria health.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
Mhm.
That's so good. Yeah, that's right. We have a product for
Oh,
like
why I can't get the
every day of the week for if you did do 7 days, that's true.
Mention NAD because all those sirtuins will get in there and clean up the trash.
hmm I I am remembering that Dr. Mark Gordon, who's been a big leader in our company, we don't hear from him as much. But when the Omegas came out, he's a cardiologist from South Dakota, a big specialist, and he told us that there is something called an omega ratio, and that if you took nine the omegas a day, that you would be prevented from having any kind of cardiac event.
Yeah, so you're
And
looking at your omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acid ratio.
well, yes, but the nine appears to be the place where the omegas ratio in your blood gets to be to a critical point and will prevent a cardiac event. So,
Nine what? What is the nine referring to?
So normally it's 3 omegas is our like maintenance dose for the Omega Plus, but he was saying that's not quite high enough if you have oh, if you have cardiac issues. So if you can take more of that, that it raises your omega index high enough. And if your omega index is high enough in your blood, then you are not going, it's the probability that you could have a cardiac event is very low.
So typically 4 grams of omega-3 fatty acids. I don't know what the concentration is.
Yeah, that's like the therapeutic dose. That would be like Chris saying 4 grams. I've heard around like, yeah, and you never want to go past like 5 grams. That's like way too much. But that's like if you wanted to push it, that's kind of like that threshold that she
Well,
uses.
maybe somebody could look up what is in our
I'm looking it up.
normally
I'm looking
and
for it right now.
Well,
I want
that's
to know what the concentration is.
we won't get stuck on that, but what we could
No.
do is just say, hey, this is a great opportunity for posting in your stories, for doing Facebook Lives, for sharing in Wildly Healthy or the Mind Body Reset group or on your personal pages, things to help educate people. Because we know that we know way more than the average person out there. They just don't know yet all of the amazing things that are available to them. So in a educational, not salesy way, you could be an influencer and educator about Heart Health Month. And we would love for you guys, if you're finding things or think of things, please, 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 I'm gonna beg, post in Wildly Healthy for us, please. Please. I need more voices. Okay. Next topic. Okay. Finish the sentence. Facts tell, stories
Sell.
so.
sell. Woo! Okay, stories sell. And why is that? Mama G, maybe you can tell us why stories sell.
Well, I know that I love science and I love data. And when I get into that, I see people's eyes just glaze over. But you begin telling a story and everybody gets attached because it brings up all sorts of emotions within you. Oh, excuse me. Of things that, excuse me, that you can relate to and evoke just an image, a memory. Stories just get hooked into our memory in a different way than the science. So those of us who love the science have to really, not overdose people with it. So I'm
Yeah,
looking at the
nobody
slide.
cares. I mean, we care about the science, but nobody freaking cares. They want to know what's it going to do for me and my problems, right? And when you tell stories, you actually create a chemical response in people's bodies, right? So dopamine, cortisol, oxytocin, these are real chemical reactions that happen when you share a story. And that's more memorable than having their eyes glaze over. So tonight, I wanted to share and walk you guys through one format of a story formula, a story post, or a story formula that you can use in person. So it could be in person, it could be in a post that you use not every day, but frequently, scattered. You can do it with different topics, but this is a template, a formula, a way to share information that's going to create an emotional response from people. So this is going to be, if we're talking about a product, so this could be the product of the products, or it could be a product of the business. So sometimes maybe you're talking about your life before and after being involved in this community. Sometimes you're talking about how your body felt, right? It could be this can be applied to anything. Is that clear? Okay.
Right.
So
And details are so important. You know, it's a big difference to say my body hurt from I could not get out of my car and walk down the sidewalk. I had to park illegally outside someone's door and get in with two canes.
yeah, some people forget those things, the
I know I'm
details of
reminding
those
our
things.
best person with our best story how valuable her input is.
So stories, we know they build trust faster. We know that they create a relationship between you and the person that is listening to the story. They make you relatable. All of these things we know, right? So in the story formula, most important thing is grabbing their attention, the hook right off the get-go. And we know in 2025, they say the story hook is the most important thing you could learn in terms of communicating with people. A story hook. I'll tell you
Say,
what I mean in a minute. Um, so you're gonna hook them. Then you're gonna talk about what Mama G's talking about, the before, in a graphic, detail-oriented way, physical description, emotional description, uh, a turning point, a result or the after, and then a solution or call to action at the end. And this formula is called the PASB story formula. Now, this is a real term.
do you want to finish the
PASB.
kitchen so when I get off of here, we can figure some things out? Okay.
Huh?
I think Patty didn't mute. She
Oh,
was.
okay. Sorry. Yeah, PASB. So if you were to look this up, this is an actual like widely known term, and this is something that we can also plug into ChatGPT, and it's going to help us because it knows this formula. Okay? So you guys all remember that? Problem, agitate, solution, benefit. PASB. Got it? Okay.
Got it.
Got it. Okay, I'm going to show you just a couple simple hooks. So I haven't had to blank in over blank amount of time. So can you guys think of an example of that?
I haven't been to the chiropractor in over a year and a half
I haven't had
because
to visit my favorite best
seriously,
friend chiropractor in over a
yes,
year and a
yes.
half.
And that's the truth. It's a year and a half that I haven't. And I tell the people at the chiropractor when Patty and I have our little meetings, they're like, "Oh, we never see you." I'm like, "Well, that's because I don't come anymore." I'm like, "Because I don't have to." But no, that's the true story. I don't have to. I don't have a bad back anymore. I mean, I literally my back is the best it's ever been without surgery or anything like that. Just from
So
taking our
awesome.
products. Yeah,
Or
just from
I
our
haven't
products.
had to open up my supplement drawer and take handfuls of pills in over 3 years, right? Or I haven't had to, right? You can think of a lot of different ways.
I haven't had to hide out in my darkened bedroom from a migraine in over 6 years.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you're in the South, you say, I wake up in the morning and I'm not stove up anymore.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Stove up. That's a good saying.
Stove up is like all stiff and achy and it hurts to move because you're stiff like a stovepipe.
Yeah. That's a good one. And see how that term it it's descriptive and it makes you think something immediately. It's clear to us what that is, right?
Mhm.
I haven't had my brain on fire in over 2 years. Like, that's a big one for me. Um,
The fog has lifted from my brain.
yeah. So you, I haven't had to walk around in a brain fog for months, right? So you can see like these are pretty simple, and I'm actually gonna do let's see, unhide. Can you guys see this one?
Mm,
Not well.
Yeah,
I'm gonna rotate. If you rotate your screen, that's better. There you go.
let's see. I was pretty shocked to discover what blank are actually doing to blank. Or attention, overwhelmed moms. Have you been in a brain fog since you had your last baby?
Mm,
Hmm.
that's a good one.
Which
Like,
was 14
no,
years ago. Okay, so you guys get the deal. So the hook is what is going to catch somebody's attention at the top, okay? Now we are going to go over and do I have a volunteer? Anyone?
I'll volunteer.
Who's that?
That's Chrissy. I have no idea what I'm volunteering for, but I'll do it. Unless it's
Okay.
illegal.
Okay, Chrissy. I wish I knew your story better. But that's okay. It'll work.
Okay.
Hold on just one sec.
Gonna say.
Why is this not me? Okay. How many of you guys have been to our team Google Drive? Anybody?
Have we been there? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I need
Okay.
to.
I'm going to put in the chat, I'm going to put a link to this document
Okay, good.
that I have right here. And it is available to everyone, and you can make a copy of it for yourself. And it has templates.
Cool.
Okay. So here, the story post formula structure. And then I'm going to go down, it has a bunch of hooks there. I'm going to go to this story formula medium copy template. Okay. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go over to ChatGPT, and I'm going to say, help me write a PASB story formula post for Chrissy. I'm going to put me, Chrissy, because we want it in first person. For me, Chrissy, using this template. And once we get good at this, we don't necessarily have to use the exact template, but it helps to, okay. So I've just posted that whole thing in there, right? And then I'm going to talk about Chrissy. So Chrissy, can you please tell me some of let's talk about, you are a super hardworking, like how many hours a week?
I typically work between 50 and 60 hours a week. Probably
Okay.
closer to 60.
Okay. Working 60, working. And tell me about your frustrations with working so hard and how your body feels. And it doesn't matter if it's like super accurate to you actually like right now, but let's just play.
Yeah. So
Working
just a lot of
60 hours a week as a
physician assistant, physician associate, depends on who you talk to.
okay. And I'm constantly taking care of everyone else.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about yourself. What are your frustrations with your physical, if you don't mind saying? Like, what do
Sure.
you
Yeah.
struggle with?
So mental fatigue, um, especially in the urgent care, I'll typically see 60 patients, 50 to 60 patients in 12 hours. So,
Mm.
just worn out physically, but mentally, family practice where I only see 18 to 22, but it's the Oconee County train wrecks. So it's really mentally fatiguing.
Okay.
And not being able to sleep well, like poor quality sleep, brain fog, short-term memory loss. Those are the biggest things. Like this is really why I was looking for something.
And why were you looking for something like what made these problems so like you could live with these? Like you could just keep going like this, but like what made you want to change something?
Oh, let's add in depression.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I hit a wall mentally, physically, emotionally, probably last June, and was ready to go back on antidepressants, but did not want to. I practice medicine and I don't want to take any of it. And but I also knew there had to be something better out there than taking 50 supplements a day.
See how I'm not even fixing the spelling? Don't even worry about it. I didn't want to do pharmaceuticals or 50 supplements a day. Okay. So I was looking for something natural and powerful.
And that
Okay.
had proven scientific benefits to back what it was saying. Science is really important to me.
Okay. And then what'd you find?
Um, so I started trying a whole bunch of different supplements, and then it becomes really expensive. It's like, nobody can afford to do everything, and each little thing would do one little thing. As you looked at different supplements, and I thought there must be something better out there.
Simple, easy
Oh, I was
protocol.
also trying to manage my ADHD as well.
Okay. That was affordable and got to the foundation what was happening. Okay, and what would you say like result is?
So
So
my
we have the problem. So she talked about all the things she was feeling. She talked about what she wanted to happen, what she was looking for. And then she found a turning point when she found a solution. And what was the result?
the result was my mood improved and my depression went away. I didn't feel like I needed to use any pharmaceuticals. Um, I'm no longer stove up. My mental clarity has improved. I no longer feel like I have early onset dementia. I went through a pretty horrible divorce that caused a lot of trauma.
Mm.
So that played a lot into a lot of the things that I was experiencing. And my ADHD has been better than it has been in years. I'm no longer stumbling on my words as I'm talking. And my thoughts are more linear and clear.
That's so awesome. Okay. So, I mean, I
Are you,
just have to say, every time I do this, I'm just freaking amazed because, okay, now this may not sound exactly like you because I wrote it, not you wrote it with alongside our friend. Um, See, it wasn't long ago that I was trying to push through the exhaustion, the mental fog, and the sheer overwhelm of seeing 20 plus patients a day as a physician's assistant. So, what do we call that right there?
a hook?
Hook. Does that grab your attention? Would you say
Yeah.
that's a story hook? I'd say so. I thought I just needed more caffeine. I figured I'd catch on sleep someday. I tried every supplement under the sun, magnesium, adaptogens, nootropics, but nothing really fixed the issue. I was barely hanging on. Sure, I kept going, but the fatigue, brain fog, and emotional burnout were relentless. I was losing my sharpness, forgetting things, and honestly, I started worrying about early onset dementia. My business was going backwards and I wanted to quit. My name is Chrissy, and there's something you need to know. The only way to truly get your brain and energy back isn't through quick fixes, endless supplements, or just pushing through. What if you, like me, don't want to rely on more pills? Most people think they need a dozen different supplements that cost a fortune, pharmaceuticals with side effects, more coffee, more naps, or just more willpower. But that's a total waste of time. Fortunately, I found something way better. A simple, affordable protocol backed by real science that gets to the root cause, supporting my brain, energy, and mood without pharmaceuticals or 50 different bottles cluttering my counter. My mood improved, the depression left, my brain woke up, I feel sharper, calmer, and finally like myself again. And the best part, no more worrying about my future health. If you're struggling with mental fatigue, focus issues, or burnout, don't wait until you hit a wall like I did. Drop brain in the comments and I'll send you the details on what's actually working.
Well, that's like an actually perfect description.
So is this something that you would, with a few tweaks, feel comfortable posting?
Heck yeah, we just got to change it to 40 plus patients.
Okay, we can do that. I'm going to text it to you right now. But
Okay.
Can
uh,
you scroll back up to the I took a screenshot, but I
yeah,
I'm
hold on a
I'm
second.
away
I
from my
want to
Google.
capture this for her. Okay.
And Jennings, you didn't do this, but you can tell chat, make it witty, make it like I'm talking to my best friend,
Hmm.
yeah, like
and make it
use
a certain length.
more dramatic description of how bad my brain was. I'd stare at patient charts like they were written in a foreign language. That's good.
Like, this is great. Like, seriously, charts, emails. I mean, like, looking at labs, trying to keep on top of everything. Oh, then you have some patients who have your number and they text you. I'm like, no, you need to send me a my chart message. I won't remember.
So, Patty, what were you gonna say? What were you asking?
Oh no, I just didn't see the formula that you had from the Google Drive is
Uh,
did you copy paste that in there and then
I did.
you
I did.
okay.
Okay, so see, I said, help, this is what I wrote. Help me write a P using this template. That's what I wrote. And
Okay.
then all of this, I I copied from the template.
Okay.
And then this is what we did, just typing in
Right.
her
Yeah.
thing. And what's really cool on your phone, you can actually just use, there's a talking thing. So
Mm-hmm.
you could just talk it in and say, okay, like you paste in the template and then you could just say, like, my brain sucks, I can't think straight, my legs all stoved up, and I'm worried I'm getting dementia in these 40 plus patients, blah blah blah, you know. So you just tuck it in
Mhm.
there. And then because you put that formula in there, it's automatically gonna make it into this thing. And then of course, please, please, please make it your own. Take out the dumb emojis that you would not normally use and all of that stuff. Anybody else want to try?
How about Lisa Barat? She's got a great story with Joey.
Where are you, Lisa? Okay.
Interesting. If I can wrap my mind around it. It's been 4 years now.
Okay, I'm gonna start again just so that, well, no, actually, I'm just gonna keep going right here. I'm gonna say, now let's write one for Lisa, whose husband, Joey, was diagnosed with ALS. And what would you say, what was the struggle, Lisa,
Uh,
back in
at
the
the
beginning?
time, at the time, the struggle was
I can't hear
not.
you too well.
So the struggle at the time
Yeah.
was not knowing what direction to go, having no success with physicians, no answers for specific issues,
Okay.
um, decline in all areas of health and mental.
No help from.
Um,
And motor.
motor skills, losing motor skills.
So like
Uh,
he had a hard time walking.
yeah, right.
Like how would you describe it if he went from being like a vibrant athletic guy to struggling to walk or get around, or how did you?
Speech was slurred. He couldn't sit up in a chair without sliding out of it. Um, I have a whole log on it, 4 years worth. Yeah. So, but when you ask me to go back, it's hard to remember where he was because he's doing so well now.
Okay, and so what
Um,
was the turning point?
the turning point was when I was introduced to a product that somebody thought might help. And within 3 days, things started changing, turning around after taking the product.
It was a casual conversation at a dog park.
I put that in there.
Yes. Yeah.
In 3 days, things started to turn around. And now what would you say? Now
Uh,
he's
now the only issue is he has severe drop feet, so that he still has to use aid to walk. But I can even see that starting to turn around now too. But it's been 4 years and it's ongoing. It gets better every year. So
and then anything else like now, like how would you contrast? Like he couldn't even sit up in a chair, and now like what's one thing that he's doing that's totally different?
um okay. So he can sit up on his own. He can get in and out of bed and roll over where he couldn't do that before. Um, I got to be careful here too because he's on 100% VA disability and he's getting better. So we got to
Well,
be
we're not
careful
really.
here.
This is just for our exercise. Don't worry. You're not,
Yeah, I know.
we're
But
not going
now
to
that
post
I'm
this to
saying this
the.
out loud, I'm thinking, whoa.
Hey, I'm on VA disability too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I used to get worried about that too, but I'm not anymore.
Okay,
Because
good.
I mean, and if you want to message me or talk, just I don't have your number and I should anyway. So can I get it after we can talk about that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes. So let me think. Ask the
Okay,
Depressing
let's
question.
see what.
prognosis to now looking forward to the future,
So,
Yes. I'm not
making plans.
grieving personally for the lifestyle that I lost like I used to grieve for our lifestyle.
oh, that's good. Let's add that in here in a second. Okay, let's read this one. See, it wasn't long ago that I was completely lost. My husband Joey, the man who once tackled every challenge life threw at him, was diagnosed with ALS. And with that diagnosis came a crushing reality. No answers, no hope from doctors, no clear path forward. And Joey, his body was failing him. His motor skills were slipping away. He couldn't even sit up in a chair without struggle. His speech, once strong and confident, was now slurred and unrecognizable. He had a hard time just getting around. Every day I watched the life drain out of him, and I was helpless. I was desperate, searching, researching, hoping for anything that might help. But everywhere I turned, I hit the same wall. There's nothing you can do. Hopeless, defeated, terrified of what was coming next. And then something unexpected happened. A simple conversation at the dog park. A friend mentioned something I'd never heard of before. I had zero expectations, but when you're grasping at straws, you try everything. And within 3 days, everything changed. Well, we don't want to say this, but good example. Joey could sit up in a chair again. His speech started clearing up. He had strength where there was none before. Today, 4 years later, does he still have challenges? Of course. He's got a drop foot and uses a cane, but he's also getting out of bed with a spring in his step. 4 years later, when they told us there was no hope, but they were wrong. If you or someone you love is facing the impossible, please don't stop searching. Drop hope in the comments, and I'll share what made all the difference.
Wow. That
Yeah,
was great.
I mean, I thought like it was hard to read, you know?
That just blows me away.
Yeah, that formula is awesome because it's really easy to like, there's so much psychology to like what people are just going to just instantly block out of their brain and people have 2 seconds. That's why that hook is so important. They instantly look at your post and they just start scrolling if it sounds, you know what I mean, unconventional or whatever. So I'm excited about this, Jennings. You're a genius.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not the genius, but it just helps we just have to keep learning and keep implementing these things.
No, because I struggle with words. Like I struggle. ChatGPT is my very best friend. I use it for everything in my life now.
Um,
Text that to me, Jenny.
oh yeah, I will,
Jennings.
for sure. Okay,
Thank you.
I'm gonna do one more quickly because I know this story really well. And I am going to use this hook right here. Tired of laying awake at night worrying about blank. And I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to say, now write one using this hook for me, Dr. Gloria.
after Gloria.
40-year psychologist. I worked, I dedicated life to listening to people in my practice, but I worried one day, this isn't really like a real worry, but sort of a little bit of a worry, right, Mama G? Like you worried that one day, uh, if you didn't find another stream of income, and your mind started to go. That early dementia set in. To go, how would you retire?
Right.
You might be alone as a single woman living under bridge. Not
Yes.
really.
Well, and also it
But
was so isolating, and I hungered for a community with a mission and supportive people around me, like-minded.
I wanted to make an impact with like-minded people and help people on a larger platform while being able to enjoy fun, travel, and adventure in, we always call Manji, we call it Renaissance era. Um, I was approached by a friend to check out some science behind a company. I was super skeptical and snobby.
Very snobby. Total bitch.
Total bitch. But it worked out, and it turned out to be the most amazing business ever. And a decade later, now I am free mostly and surrounded by amazing friends and helping people get healthy and live their best lives. Okay, let's see what it does with that. Okay, tired of lying awake at night, worrying about your future? I get it. I spent 40 years listening to people's deepest fears, guiding through life's hardest moments as a psychologist. But one night, as I stared at the ceiling, it hit me. What about me? What if my mind started to go? What if I didn't have another stream of income? What if I ended up alone, a single woman with no safety net? Okay, maybe I wasn't literally going to end up living under a bridge, but the thought of isolation, of struggling and having no options was terrifying. I craved something more. I wanted to make a bigger impact beyond my practice. I wanted to connect with like-minded people and actually enjoy my life. I wanted travel, freedom, travel, fun, adventure, a Renaissance era for me. Then a friend approached me about some science behind a company, and let me tell you, I was skeptical. I was snobby. I was an absolute bitch about it. But I looked, I questioned, I rolled my eyes, and then it actually worked. A decade later, I'm free. I'm surrounded by the most amazing people. I'm helping others get healthy, build wealth, and create lives they love. And I no longer spend my nights staring at the ceiling, wondering what's next. If you've ever worried about your future, finances, or purpose, drop freedom in the comments. What do you guys think?
That's amazing.
Where was this tool when I was going through university in Detroit?
I
I
know.
know. How would I live without this thing? But you see, again, it's our words. Like it's our stuff that we're giving it. It's just putting it in a package that we don't have to spend a week writing it. You know?
And you can also ask it to shorten it too. I have a hard time when
Yes.
things run on to keep reading.
Yeah. Okay. Cut it in half. Can you guys see it? Okay.
Yeah.
You can say make it 400 characters, make it 1,200 characters, and then just keep working with it. I worry that chat's going to get tired of me. But you can just keep revising it to be more what you want. Wow, that's a big change.
Can you
So
read it out loud?
tired of ugh. Tired of lying awake at night, worrying about your future. After 40 years as a psychologist, helping others navigate life struggles, I realized I had no plan for my own. What if my mind started to go? What if I didn't have another stream of income? What if I ended up alone and struggling? I craved something more: impact, freedom, fun, and adventure. Then a friend introduced me to a company with real science. I was skeptical, snobby, and kind of a bitch about it, but it worked. A decade later, I'm free, surrounded by incredible people, and helping others get healthy and build wealth. If you're ready for more, drop freedom. So in the call to action, it doesn't always have to be like drop a word. You could say, you know, send me a message so we can chat more. You could say, you could do a lot of different things. It doesn't necessarily have to say a word. Um, you know, and you can just come up with a couple different calls to action that you can use over and over again. You don't have to always come up with like a super original one. And like here, okay, so what I would do with this, if it were me, I would take this, I would copy it. So see how I'm highlighting it? And I hit Command C, copy. And then uh, I would go somewhere and I would paste it, right? So I'll do a new document here in
Or you
Google.
can put it in, I put it in notes.
Yeah, I just don't have, I didn't want to, I
Yeah.
won't be able to show you, but okay, so then I posted there. So then like, okay, I want to edit it. Like, okay, Mama G would never use this emoji ever. Like, so we would take that out. Then a friend introduced me to a company with real science. Um, and then for her, I would say, well, why is she so skeptical? Like, why does she care about real science? So I'd say, as a former medical professor and researcher at Vanderbilt, give myself some credibility here. I was skeptical, snobby, and kind of a bitch about it, right? But it worked. So
I
that's where
think,
I would take it somewhere else and edit it to make it sound like your own.
and then, yeah, there are a
And then
couple
I
of
would like
things
take out those
change.
because you'd never do that. I'd probably take out these because you wouldn't have those. You always want to have plenty of white space. So short lines, not big paragraphs. So is this at a place where you guys feel like you could do this for yourself?
Yeah.
Yes, this is
Hey,
awesome,
Jennings,
Jennings.
Yeah.
where will this replay be saved to?
This replay we will post in our Wildly Healthy or Team Wildly Healthy, and then
Okay.
it will be, I will show you where all the places it's going to be so you guys
Okay.
can find it. Okay, in your Google Drive, guys, remember the good old Google Drive. I want you to become
Mhm.
best friends with Google Drive. Um,
It's not letting me click on that link you put in the chat. I'm trying.
Yeah, well, let us
Yeah.
copy it.
it won't let you.
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay, I'll post it in the team and I'll send it to all of you guys.
Maybe also post it with the replay.
Yeah. Okay, you see this Google Drive? So this is my Google Drive. Like I have a bunch of stuff in here, right? But see this folder is called Wildly Healthy. You guys should all have that folder in your drive. And under, do you see this one that says science calls and recordings?
Mm-hmm.
This is where a long list of all of our, like it's a running list of all of the calls. We're trying to organize them all there so that you guys, there's just like tons of science calls, like whatever you need, would be there. Under consultant tools, see all these folders? And this needs a little organizing, but I just started a new one. This should probably be under the other one. And or I'll make it into one, but training calls. So it'll be in the Google Drive, in consultant tools, in a training, right? Does it make it more clear to you guys to be in recorded calls or training? Recorded calls could be anything.
How about recorded training calls?
So we have all these already, so we should just combine these two folders.
Or well, or team calls.
Yeah, this one says team calls recorded. So
Yeah.
I should just move the other ones over here.
Okay.
Okay, then I also want to show you uh
Where's this formula at?
it's under consultant tools. I think I put it under scripts.
Scripts and how. AM story follow up.
Okay, guys, here is a our Wildly Healthy YouTube channel. So you could save this, you could subscribe to this if you haven't already. And here's our call from last time right here. So there are different playlists. There's Nerf 2, consultant how-tos.
Today we're going to log into your back
Oh.
office.
No.
You can go on your browser to
Stop it, Nicole.
lifevantage.com.
This one is, oh wait, sorry.
What if you have
Okay, see how they're different folders? You guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
So those are different playlists. So there's team training, there's the Vitality Vault, which is like all sciencey calls, consultant how-tos, Nerf 2. So there's a bunch of stuff here. So don't forget about this, please. And did you find it, Patty?
No. Under scripts, I see AM story post overcoming
it.
scripts.
AM story post formula. Should I rename it?
Oh, okay. Story post formulas. When I saw AM, I just thought about like Rise AM. I was like, oh, is it about Rise AM?
Okay, let me rename it.
Well, AI story
I found
post
it.
demo.
I found it easy enough, but yeah, I could rename it.
How about we name it? Well, you guys remember if I put the PASB at the front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. Okay, how's that? Is that good?
We only copy the right here where it says short attention grabber hook from, I just want to make sure I got the right.
Stop sharing your screen, Jenny.
Yeah, let me go back.
Well-
Just one sec. I have so much stuff open.
Attention grabber. Oh yeah, there you are, Lisa. Lisa.
Okay. The one are you asking which one I copied?
Yeah.
I did the medium story formula medium copy template was the one. So there are a few people that you know that do stories like this, and
Oh,
them,
gotcha.
um, one of them who's been super successful is Amber Fry, right? If you
Yes.
watch her posts, pretty much all of them, almost all of them kind of fit this exact same profile where she has a hook, then she talks about some kind of struggle that she had, and then some kind of solution with a call to action.
Mm-hmm.
And she does it almost every day, but on different topics.
Right. And then sometimes, okay, so sometimes I'm like, I don't know, Jennings and I have talked about this before. She's like, no, you're doing great. You're doing your own thing. But then I see Amber and she's always got like, I guess I worry about having so much of the same thing all the time. But oh,
Don't.
sorry. But like I don't know, she's killing it. So she's always got her pictures of stuff too, like in front of
Oh
her that she's
yeah,
taking.
when you post this formula, it has to be a picture of you.
Mm.
And the
Yeah, 'cause
more it's your
okay.
actual face, not um like you're just gonna get a way better result if it's a selfie of some type than it is if it's like you in a distance or it has to be attention grabbing. So something and people want to see you.
Huh. See, 'cause that was the thing that I thought was like being overdone. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's always a selfie. It's always a selfie. And I thought, like, don't people get sick of this? And they're just like, oh my gosh, here's another selfie of her.
Like for
No,
you, like
no.
your family photos are very attention grabbing. But what I'm saying is like you don't want like okay, Carnes did this and she was doing amazing following this and she posted a really great caption like this, but she used a photo of herself or no, not of herself. It was like something generic like a dresser with earrings or something on it. It was like it was a really pretty photo, but it didn't have her in it and it didn't grab your
Mm-hmm.
attention. It just looked generic. So then people didn't read the story, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
you want it something where they like look at the picture and that grabs their attention with that hook, then they want to read it. And for
Yeah.
most of us, I don't think that until like I see what you're saying about Amber, like she's very consistent. She posts all the time. And it's pretty like it's usually her, it's usually that format. I would say, yeah, probably mixing it up a little is great. But not all the same people are seeing your stuff, especially
Right.
if you're working on making new friends, right? So,
Right.
so until we are posting consistently enough for people to get sick of us, I wouldn't worry about it.
Right. Right.
I think
And
the
then
very pictures is where you keep creating interest.
And the
It
different
is.
stories, like all like those were three or four different posts that were the same exact formula, but the stories were completely different, right? And they weren't boring. You guys, I have to run to get
yeah.
Grayson from basketball. So I'm gonna have to jump off, but you guys can stay on if you want, or we can call it a night.
This was
I
awesome.
just
So good to see you guys.
I
Yeah,
wanted
I
to
have to
point
go.
something out real quick, Patty.
Yeah.
You've been adding your husband a little bit more to your posts, and I love that. I love seeing him
Oh,
with the
I'm,
baby.
oh, yeah,
Oh,
thanks. I'm trying. I need to take his picture. Um, I tried taking his retake of his GLP and he was all excited to take the picture, but then he got sad 'cause he was like, oh, he wanted to see more of a change. But I was like, I noticed it on